We're all set to go after a fascinating race one yesterday. What are we going to have as the action resumes? Welcome to the first Superpole race of 2025. Hello everybody, welcome to Phillip Island. Well, yesterday Nico Bulliger took an absolutely dominant victory in race number one from Top Rack in second place as well. Now we're getting set. BMW not looking as strong as we anticipated. It seems to be Ducati and Nico Bulliger still victorious here, taking back-to-back wins, and it was victory number 7 of his career alongside pole position number 5. Alongside me in the commentary box this weekend is Josh T. JT, all set to go, and atmosphere building, tension rising. It's going to be an interesting weekend when we get going in around about 10 minutes time.
Yeah, absolutely. Hello everyone, welcome to the coverage of the Superpole race. 10 laps, half the distance of race 1 and race 2 that we'll have in around 3 hours and 10 minutes time. Not a big gap, an alright gap between the Superpole and the race 2 race, but if you've been in the Superpole race and you do severe damage, well, there's not a lot of time to get it fixed.
No, we saw yesterday how crucial it can be for Mark van der Mark, who went off the circuit down at turn number 1 and went off in flying fashion as well. Lucky, as you said, JT, off air, not to break his foot with that accident. Massive off at turn 1. That was due to the tyres, of course. You are not allowed to run more than 11 laps on your rear tyre. Not going to be a problem here today, just a 10-lap sprint. So fingers crossed it's going to be good. But they are about to head out there. Are we going to be worried coming into race 2 later, because the track has had a lot of overnight rain? It is damp out there, so is it going to be helpful or hindering the fact that we've got damp patches and a track that is sort of breaking up in, well, several places?
Yeah, well, it was meant to be delayed warm-up if you saw the premiere a little bit earlier on. I did get the message around 10 minutes before the session was scheduled to start that it was delayed. Then I looked and they started the session 2 minutes early. I don't know if I had the wrong timings, but that definitely caught me off guard. I don't know if it caught you off guard trying to do all the recordings. It caught me
off guard massively. We only got 6 minutes in the end of that warm-up session to come through. Omi's watching on. Hello, Omi. To come into it. We've got our starting grid, though, lined up and ready. We will show it to you momentarily once we hand over and hear from Greg Hines and James Toseland over on the World Feed. JT, Top Rack didn't do well this morning in warm-up, went straight off the track when trying to have a go. Is he in trouble, and is this just a Phillip Island curse coming back to him?
I think it is just a Phillip Island curse. He's never done well round this circuit as Top Rack. And, well, with a rider like who is dominant round this circuit at times, and he has definitely shown that. He is definitely one of, if not the strongest rider around this circuit, but another rider to keep your eye on is, of course, the number 45 of Scott Redden. I believe he got 4th in the 20-lap race yesterday, and keep an eye on him. Oh, by the way, JB, check manager's chat. He looks good.
I will keep an eye on it as we come into it. He was praised, actually, was Scott Redding, for how fairly he raced yesterday and how competitive he could be. It was a welcome surprise. So, 7 minutes until the green flag for the opening parade lap of the day. 2 races here. We've got our Superpole race, which is effectively a sprint, same as what we have in MotoGP. And then race 2 later on, another 20 laps around this circuit to venture an opinion with that mandatory pit stop. So effectively what we've got is 5 races. Let's head back to the boys.
It's 13-0 in Budiger's favour at the moment after last year, and then qualifying here on Saturday. But I think of Foggy and Keeley, yourself and Regis Laconi. There's been some interesting Ducati rivalries, and because they so often have the best bike, there's always going to be a bit of a clash, isn't there?
There is, but it can work to your advantage if you've got a really competitive teammate that pushes you along. We weren't expecting Nicola Bulliger to push Alvaro Bautista, were we? No. As an ex-Supersport world champion, but he came into this championship, like we say, won the very first race, and all of a sudden got Bautista on the back foot. Bautista with the extra 5 or 6 kilograms on his bike. He scored 23 victories less last year than 2023. You know, so it's a big difference for him, and it's not easy at 40 years old to re-motivate yourself and try and figure it out. Even in warm-up, Bulega passed him this morning in warm-up and just cleared off. That is not easy for his confidence.
What have you made of Top Rack so far? It's not been an easy start to the season.
No, it's not. But Australia, we know the BMW is not its strongest track here, and there's no big braking areas very much around this circuit as well for Top Rack to exploit his kind of like secret weapons as such. But you know, second place still, even when he's finding it difficult, you know he'll extract everything he can from that bike.
Yeah, unbelievable. Here's what he had to say yesterday. We had 5 Ducatis in the top 6, but somehow in the middle of the morning, second was Top Rack.
I feel very good because finally I'm started smiling. And I'm not expected this race, but we did a very good job. And thanks to my team, because every session we are improved the bike. Especially the beginning race, I'm not really strong. But second session, when we change the tire, I feel much better grip and a little bit better turning. Maybe the fuel is less, but the general we did a very good job first race.
Well, he's starting up there again at the front for the Superpole race, and this is a different one, of course, because it's just 12 points available. And don't forget the top 9 positions in the Superpole race. They line up in that order for race 2 on Sunday. So let's get out there and see what is actually happening on the grid. And in terms of the weather, it is much better because it's much cooler.
Yeah, track temperature is looking nice out there, JT, at the moment. So fingers crossed it's going to be good. Nico Bulega on pole position with Top Rack Razgalioglu in second. Andrea Iannone lining up third on the grid. Then we get Javier Bautista, Daniel Petrucci and Scott Redding at the back. Number 1, Dad, as well, with a Homer Simpson graphic there. What do you reckon we're going to see? Is this going to be as clean a cut race as we've been expecting here, or are we going to have a bit more high drama as we approach high noon here in Australia?
Half race distance, double the pressure, and I expect riders to be pushing more because they've got not a lot of time to get the moves done. Only 10 laps. Effectively, you could call it a sprint race. It's not a sprint race, but yes, it is a sprint race.
Here we are then for the start of the next race here. It's the first Superpole of 2025. Nico Bulega on pole position with Top Rack Razgalioglu and Andrea Iannone lining up on the front row. Then it's Javier Bautista, Daniel Petrucci and Scott Redding. Then it's Vandermark coming through with Lonetti and Gardner. Lows and lows on row 4 with Javier Verhey, Montella, Bassini and Agata at the back as well. Ryan Vickers got a girl off. Then coming in as well with Sofoglu as well. Nakashima, Rabat and McKenzie in 21st position. Alongside me in the commentary box is JT, who got caught out there by the World Feed starting graphic. JT, welcome to you. Warm-up lap is underway. How are you doing? You doing well as we get ready for 10 Superpole laps here going down to turn 1?
Yeah, formation lap on the way down in towards turn 1 we go. Unique circuit is Phillip Island, we keep saying it. And one of its kind, definitely turn 9. One to mention, but the fast turn 1 as well, braking zone as well. Not that many braking zones around this Phillip Island circuit, is there?
Not many. It's we've got Dewan, then in the southern loop, then into turn 3 at Stoner. This is turn 4 Miller. This is where the long lap penalty is. Track temperature is at 32 degrees Celsius, 16 kilometre wind speed. That's 5 miles per hour, and around about air temperature as well at 14. It's looking nice out here. A bit cooler than yesterday. We've had a lot of overnight rain, so that has shifted things. It shouldn't be too bad, JT, but I'm expecting a lot of crash, bang, wallop sessions.
Yeah, as chaos always as we enter turn 9 at Lukey Heights. Superpole racing. You saw a Superpole race at Donington when you were there.
I did.
Last year, and it is definitely more pressure, and the riders definitely go for moves that they wouldn't normally do in a 20-lap race.
143 as well. I forget who finished in 3rd position yesterday, JT. Do you remember? It was Andrea Iannone.
I know it wasn't, because he had multiple issues.
Yes, drop back. Either way, all set then for the race to start. We've wiped the timing screens, ready to go. So, it was Bautista who finished third yesterday with Petrucci in fourth. So, Bautista picked up that podium yesterday, number 108 for him. It's the first Superpole race of 2025 here at Phillip Island Down Under. The lights are on. Lights out in Australia. Great start this time from top rank. Andrea Iannone's going to try and come down the inside line down towards turn one. Nico Bulliger as well, just going to hold it. But Andrea Iannone's going to go learn the brakes and round the outside, chopping off Bautista. He chops off top rank Razgaliolu. Top rank down and coming in there as well comes Petrucci. Bautista up into third place. Fantastic start from him, JT, as we come out of the southern loop down towards Stoner. Top rank on the back front, but it's an Italian 1-2. What a start from Iannone.
Yeah, good start. Different outcome. This is where our first incident happened yesterday, and we have multiple riders down.
Top rank Razgaliolu goes straight on. He does exactly what he did in the warm-up. Moni down. Garrett Gerloff, Nakashima, and Bautista. Avio Bautista's off as well. Big drama down at turn 4 and Miller hairpin. And are we going to have a red flag to the race with the riders down? Top rank Razgaliolu getting too hot, and that is his weekend destroyed as the race results here set the grid for race 2 later on. But Petruk's looking a bit out of it as well. Meantime, further back, Scott Redding's a man on a mission. Oh, it's all happened at the start. It's under investigation by the stewards as well, JT.
And no surprise there. And riders involved, Gerloff and Nagashima, have both crashed, numbers 31 and 49. Those are the two riders who have crashed. Top back as well involved, but
he went straight
going
on.
With one more as well.
Yeah, he went straight on, and that cut out Bautista. I want to see a replay of that on our angle, but Top Rank, just like this morning, outbraked himself down into turn 4, and there he is, Top Rank Razgaliolu, the Turkish rider for BMW, last year's world champion, starting off horribly on a race day Sunday. Avio Bautista now down in 19th place. Yari Montella down to 12th as Bassini moves up, and Sam Lowe's into 9th position as well. Out of the race is definitely Garrett Gerloff, and I think Nakashima has rejoined the field. We're trying to see where he is. Ryan Vickers up into 16th. Yeah, Top Rank 17th as well. And that means that Taron McKenzie's gone down. I think Taron McKenzie's off as well. Yes, he is. Taron McKenzie's out of the race too. So both of the Hondas down of Nakashima and McKenzie. Sorry, JT, I know your fondness for Taron McKenzie. Look at Petrux. Oh, hang on!
Photo.
That's Bautista, isn't it? Bautista's crashed in Siberia. Well, this is all happening now. Avio Bautista has gone down at turn 6. This race is nuts, JT. We've only, one lap in, and already we've had so many riders out and off the race. No jump starts.
What did I tell you? Cameron McKenzie, by the way, still circulating, must have just had a wide moment or something happened. 8 laps to go now.
Redding thought about the inside line at turn 1. Sam Lowe is making an improved race. Remember, it's half points that gets awarded in this Superpole race. It's effectively a sprint. Confirmed Bautista's out of the race. Taron McKenzie has rejoined. Nakashima's out of it. So is Garrett Gerloff. But Nakashima has restarted this race. He's 31 seconds down. So is Taron McKenzie. He's 16 seconds down. And Bulliger is way ahead at the front. And that's Bautista back in the race, JT.
Yeah, timing screen goes green on Tito Rabat's name in 14th, as he has just set his best lap last time. Here's a replay.
Oh, so Top Rank turns in way too late, goes in between Nico Bulliger and Andrea Iannone, and Bautista gets caught out by that because he was right behind him, so he was looking in the distance. They both had moments, but how lucky was Top Rank not to take down Bulliger and Iannone there, JT?
How did the other two go down, though?
So that's Nakashima for the back. That's just Bautista outbraking himself. They both outbrake themselves into 4. But how did it happen behind? Montella, 12th best rookie coming through. Hello, Warren. Nice to see you. There's
watch
Bautista.
Out, Marshall. That was
Whoa, Bautista nearly getting taken out by McKenzie. Well, this is chaos, isn't it? Oh, nice.
Marshals, I know you're there to help, but running out in front of 2 riders rejoining is not a smart idea.
Javier Verhey has been given a long lap penalty for irresponsible riding. It's flashed up on our monitor up here in the commentary box, and you can see it in between me and JT. So, brilliant start already to this one, and the action does not stop here, JT. This is fantastic racing. What a battle.
Scott Reddin looking up the inside just a little bit too far away, but further behind JB. 3-rider battle with Van der Mark.
Yeah, 3-rider battle coming in. Van der Mark, who crashed yesterday, looking now to have a better run as they attack back. Razgalioni's back into 17th position. He's got ahead of his countryman there, who's riding Yamaha
Up into
of
16th
Batin as
now.
well. And Van der Mark trying to go around the outside now as well of Sam Lowe's. The 60 BMW attacking the 14 Ducati. Still with Mark SVR Racing that he was in the Moto 2 class. And I'm surprised Van der Mark's even racing, actually, Michael Van der Mark, after what happened yesterday. Toprak and Bautista trying to outbreak each other. Yeah, they were, and they both got it wrong. 49 is rejoined from an asphalt at turn 4. So that's Nakashima, who's back in the... So he's gone down again and back in the race. 6 to go here in Australia in the Super Sprint.
Lowe's brothers battling 6th and 7th. Alex, now Sam ahead of Alex.
There's confirmation. There's Toprak. Toprak now getting ahead of Ryan Vickers. Vickers just holding the inside line into turn 1 through Doohan. And Toprak cuts to the inside line of the southern loop at turn 2. Gets ahead. Vickers has to drop back. Now he's going to come into pressure from Tito Rabat. Okay, that's better. That's a bit more like it then from Toprak. But he's going to have a big job to do later on. Only now just inside the points for the main race later on, race 2. So here we go again. There's debris still at turn 4 we're noticing, so that's unsurprising. Still, this is the only time the World Superbikes visits another continent this year. It's very much a European Championship. 6 to go, lap 4.
Do they not have any Asian races at all?
No, this is it. This is the only one on the calendar, Australia. Everything else takes place in European time zones. Iannone is 1.2 seconds back to Bulliger. Meantime, Redding and Petrux are having a right battle. So Daniel Petrucci, winner of the MotoGP Italian Grand Prix, and many more battling hard here. Just taking a look at my monitor. He's had 3 wins in this class, 13 podiums. It's his 70th race, of course, as they fly over the line. We're halfway in this one. I think Iannone might have this one. Look at Sam Lowe's, or Slow as they like to call him, in motorcycle racing because of SLO, his initials. But he's up into 5th and he's got ahead of Locatelli.
It's literally going 8 minutes.
Yeah, it's a quick race, isn't it, here at Phillip Island? You should see me and Megan in the sprint race here last year. It went by so fast as well. Halfway. It's a 16-minute race in total. Here we're going to see Redding having a go at Petrux. No, Petrux defends the inside line. Look at the 55. That's Andrea Locatelli. Can't get around the outside of Sam Lowe's, but the Brits doing really well here in World Superbikes. This is something to cheer on here. Redding 4th, Lowe's 5th, Lowe's 7th. Vickers in 15th and Mackenzie 18th. This is where the British riders tend to turn out, and we've had Javier Verhey complete his long lap penalty now. That has been completed by the stewards.
Yeah, he's dropped from 12th to 13th with the completion of that long lap penalty. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, long lap at turn 4.
It is at turn 4, yes, at Miller.
Where we had the riders using the long lap as, I believe, one of the runoff.
Yeah, went straight on there. That's what we saw this morning with Toprak.
Is Toprak going to do the same thing in race 2? He's done it every single race.
It's possible, isn't it?
And in warm-up.
He's struggling out there. He does not like the BMW. Whether or not it's the salt air, he doesn't like it. What are we seeing here? This is exit Siberia. Now this... Oh, look at Redding! Massive twitch! Coming out of Siberia down to turn 7 and 8. How did he keep that on the track? I don't know.
He can't blame it on the tyres because it's on the first lap. If it was on like the 9th or 10th lap, then yes, you could blame the tyres, but... it can't be tyres on lap 1 for top lap.
No. Yeah, that is a complete outbreak and nearly wiped out Bulliger and Iannone. That is going to be something to keep an eye on for the main race later, which is going to be 20 laps, 2 segments of 10 across it. Effectively, you get 5 races this weekend. You get the first race, which was 20 laps, that was got split into 2. Then you get this one, which is 10 laps. Then you get another 2 later on in race 2. So
that's what you meant by the 5 races, all right?
yes, that's what I meant by the 5 races comment earlier on in the broadcast.
Nagashima has entered the pit lane.
Oh, great point here from Warren. It's a Ducati top 5. So we were worried about MotoGP being a Ducati dominance with them locking out the top 8 last season. Now here in World Superbikes, they've locked out the top 5. Sam is flying. He's 5th behind Scott Redding. Alex Lowe's, however, also flying for the Bimotor team as well with Kawasaki. Really strong performance from Alex here. And he's got a gap to Van der Mark. By, well, it's more than a tenth of a second, I want to say, across that leader. What's the gap? Ooh, it's, he's actually got ahead of Montella now. The gap 1.888. Montella's ahead of Van der Mark. So Montella leads Van der Mark ahead of Bassini and Gardner. Remy Gardner back in this, of course, after he blew up in the race yesterday. Crashed and then blew up. Oh, the 49's out of the race. Nakashima is officially out of the race. He's retired.
Yeah,
He's
retired in the pit lane.
That's a disappointment, but then again, I think understandable, JT, don't you? That's sort of, we saw that coming a million miles away.
Save the bike, fix anything, ready for race 2.
Is that debris at 4? Whoa, late on the brakes! Gardner stays ahead. I presume that was to Dominic Agata on the other Yamaha, his teammate who dive bombed him on the inside line. The Yamaha YZF-R1. Of course, I think it's R7s we raced in the Women's Championship, which not the best bike to race with. You wait until Lizzie Whitmore joins us in the commentary box for some of these races. And also she'll be joining us for British Superbikes a lot more this season as well. As Gardner holding off the 77 of Dominic Agata. Agata, of course, has been racing in the Moto E Championship on the Grand Prix calendar as well, doing very, very well. Now it comes here to Superbike as well. Bulliger leads by 2 seconds over the line.
It is the R7, yeah.
Yeah. I've sat on that bike as well. It's an interesting little machine. I've seen them being rebuilt several times as well as they come down.
Same.
You were there, JT. You know what they're like. On the braking zone. There's top back in 14th.
The half of the pits for the actual bikes and like all of like the pit spots, and then the other half of the paddock was the repair, the whole repair area. Because at the end they had three bikes on the left side, 2 bikes in the workshop on the right side. Yeah, it was a little bit messy.
It was, and some of them, let's face it, some of them were ours as well, from segment racing.
Yes.
Quite a lot.
Yes, they were.
It was weird.
When I went in there after the final race, both of them were in the workshop. That was like probably 20 minutes after the end of the race, because I got a message from JB saying that I suggest you don't come in. It's a little bit heated.
Heated was another understatement. It was the most awkward experience I've ever had. Still didn't get to see bye to Maddie in person that day. We all had to rush off to get to the football.
Biggest Irish goodbye ever.
Yes, it was, and that's ironic, giving Simon, of course.
Yeah.
Last lap then here for the Superbike race for Superpole, and I think
Literally
Bulliger's
going to
got
be a
it.
14-15 minute race.
It's a super sprint. Can't wait to cover these at trackside in Donington again this year. You can join us all for that here on JB Motorsports as we launch
Time
our
to
new
look at the
Superbikes.
motorsport schedule and see if I'm producing that one.
Well, considering that it's also on the weekend of Formula E at Berlin, I'm missing Berlin. Nico,
Guess that'll be a dual setup producing for me.
it's going to be a difficult weekend. I thought you were coming, but race pace 128, 129. Nico Bulliger's just been absolutely on form. I don't think anybody is going to beat him here at this circuit this weekend. He's going to be on pole position. It'll be pole number number 6 of his career. Top Rat not fast enough to catch Colin Viard. No, he's not. Why does he keep saying Colin Viard? It's Javier Verhe.
Oh, it's Weck as well. Oh, God. Oh, it's Imza.
Oh, dear. That's going to be a busy weekend. Anyway.
It's Italian F4, which takes Omi out of it as a streamer.
Over the line. The first Superpole race of the year is won, surprising by not Nico Bulega. Second for Andrea Iannone, and it's an Italian 1-2-3 with Danilo Petrucci in third, Britain 4 and 5, Scott Redding and Sam Lowes to round out the Ducati V4R top 5. Andrea Localetti in 6th, Alex Lowes 7th, Yari Montella 8th, Axel Bassini in 9th, and Remy Gardner rounds out the top 10. Top Rat Razgololu in 12th, and that's where he's going to start in the main race later on today. Well, JT, that was a surprising 10 laps in 16 minutes. What did you make of it?
It was a chaotic race as expected. People going for moves which didn't work out on lap 1 in turn 4 once again, but even more riders going down because it's a sprint Superpole race.
Over the line for Bautista, finishing in 19th place. And out of the race.
They even dropped the double check.
They did. Nakashima and Gerloff are the only 2 retirements on this one. Podium has been confirmed. It's an Italian 1-2-3. Nico Bulega, Andrea Iannone, and Danilo Petrucci. Ducati top 5. Move over, MotoGP. What Superbike have got the Ducati domination? Gone are the days of BMW, eh? Here's race 1, lap 1, JT. Oh, he went so top right in between Bulega and Iannone. And what did happen further behind? Because I wasn't looking.
Just having a look on
there.
There you go.
So Nakashima hit the side of Garrett Gerloff. How did Top Rat not take down Bulega and Iannone? They're going to watch that back and be shocked. This is on board with Bulega. Oh, that was insane. Absolutely insane.
Top back.
Yeah, straight into the braking zone. What do you think then? Will you repeat that in race 2 later?
Look at the marshals.
They went straight out there, didn't they? And got surprised. You said about that earlier in the race.
Yeah.
So they go down, and where are the marshals? They were already running.
Yeah. They are running to the 2 that have fallen. Look.
There they go. Oops. Marshals, as we hear here from James Tozen, fantastic from them. Yeah. And that was Bautista.
I've got a feeling.
Nearly getting taken out by Tant McKenzie. Go on.
I've got a feeling that after this broadcast ends, we've got to have a little chat about the Donington weekend.
We will do that another time because I want 2 hours sleep.
Ah, you're going to sleep.
I am sleeping, otherwise I'm not going to be able to.
I'm not.
JT's going to panic now about the weekend. But I'm going because I've got an interview with Mallory Dobbs lined up and Lizzie Whitmore's coming with me, so we're going to be trackside broadcasting together. Phillip Island circuit then, Nico Bulega, race 1 and Superpole. My thanks to you, JT. We'll see you all back ready for the main race in a couple of hours' time. Take care. Bye-bye.